What's going on, everybody? It's Cody. Welcome back to the channel. Missed you guys this weekend. Glad to be back. We've got 20 straight days of WNBA. I'll have a video out for every slate going forward. It killed me to miss this past weekend, but we still played. I gave notes in the Discord, and we absolutely smashed the Showdown slate on Saturday. I finished tied for 13th. I had this same exact 6, except I had Mabry over Nalissa in the captain spot. Was all over Kennedy Carter. Even though she didn't start, I thought there was a slight chance that she might. They started Wnba. I mentioned in the Discord that I was still really high on Carter. I expected her to get extended. She did. She absolutely nuked. Was a must-have. Guys in the Discord, tied for first here. Massive ROI. Massive ROI. Massive ROI. It was a great day for Saturday's Showdown. Then Sunday, I don't have my lineup up. I bubbled. I played one lineup in the main slate yesterday. I was driving home, so I knew I wouldn't be able to keep up with news or anything. So I made a pretty safe lineup, and it just didn't work out. But we did go back-to-back in Showdowns. Another one of the Discord members, DJ, put this masterpiece together. Absolutely smashed. Solo shipped first. I can't believe Burke was 10% after Sablé was rolled out, and we got news that she was going to get extended pretty much quality playing time at the 3. 10%. Great catch for him. Great win. So back-to-back Showdown champs. Love to see it. Hope we keep that streak going. But let's look at the odds for this 3-game slate. Oh, and I haven't even mentioned $20,000 to first. Let's go. Let's someone win this that has watched this video or is in my Discord. Please. $20K. Life-changing money. I mean, someone's got to win it. So hopefully it's one of us. Anyway, they don't have the odds for Washington, Connecticut up. It was a massive blowout risk to begin with. Now Shakira Austin is out for rest purposes pretty much. That's a massive spread. Liberty and Sky, Liberty 6.5 point favorites, over under 164. Mercury and Storm, 7.5 point favorites for the Storm, over under 166.5. Really excited for this slate. This first game, this is the game that's going to win people money. I just have a feeling if Washington is able to keep this game close, this game is going to be the winner. You're either going to go overweight to this game and lose money, or go underweight and hope that it blows out. That's really all you can do, but it's a perfect game for tournaments, especially one with a big prize pool up top. So let's get started on the Washington side. Sykes is out. She still hasn't even practiced yet. She's at least a week away, maybe longer. That leaves Atkins clear number 1 on offense. Big shooting upside if the shot is falling. She's one of those players that needs to see the ball go through the hoop a couple times, and it really gets her confidence going. She has big upside. She's going to get the peripherals. She's a good defender. Don't mind her for tournaments at 8,600. Van Loo, just not someone I have much interest in. Minutes have not been great. This game was a blowout, so you can really kind of take it out. But 28-21, scoring numbers have went down. She's really shown a pretty low floor of late. 7,100 seems a bit too pricey for her. Samuelson, a lot of the same. She's the one game she scored in double figures, put up 16 real life points, put up 21 fantasy points. If she's not scoring the ball, she has single digit fantasy floor. Not for me. Over 6K, I have zero interest. I'll never play her at over 6K. I probably won't even play her in the high fives. Aaliyah Edwards with Shakira Austin out. I don't mind her. Her first game that Austin was out was against Seattle here. She played 25 minutes, put up 30 fantasy points. She can put up a decent fantasy game if the rebounds are there. She has block and steal upside. Don't mind her. 6,300 is kind of steep, but she should be low owned because of pretty much everyone in this game is going to be low owned in my opinion. Dolson, just not been very good. Not been asked to do a lot. She's going to play low 20s minutes. 5,800 is fine. The price keeps dropping, so if you want to play her, fine. I don't think she's going to do anything that makes her a necessity, but that's just me. Hans Allen is fine at 5,500. She should play around 20 minutes. She's somewhere right around there, 18 to 20 range. She has an okay ceiling. If she reaches it, double-figure points would obviously be the way to get there. She should grab some boards, maybe dish out some assists. She's fine at 5,500. Once again, another player that I'm not just rushing to play. SWK, purely scoring dependent. Minutes are fluctuating everywhere. If you think she hits her shots, cool, play her. If you don't, I would never touch her with a 10-foot pole if you don't think she's going to hit all of her shots, because she is as scoring dependent can be. Just no interest for me there. The minutes aren't as secure as you'd want them to be for someone that's 5,100, and with her being scoring dependent, just no interest. Melbourne, minutes have been up. They were up here with the blowout, so kind of got to factor that game out, but 12 minutes, then 19 minutes. 12 minutes, she shot 0 of 4. Didn't get extended because she didn't play very well. This last game, she actually looked really good. She played 19 minutes. Shot 5 of 8. I mean, obviously that helps. 4 assists, 1 rebound. Don't mind her for value at 4K. I would imagine she's going to play around 15 minutes, assuming that she plays decent off the bench. She's looked pretty good, in my opinion, so someone you can consider for value. No interest in Richards or Inksler. On the Connecticut side, AT at the top, highest price play on the slate, 11.7. I mean, we all know what upside she brings to the table. I mean, she has 60-point upside. She can get 40 fantasy points in her sleep when there's not a massive blowout or she doesn't get thrown out of the game. Big upside. If this game stays competitive, you possibly could get Alyssa Thomas at 15-20% owned. I really think her ownership is going to be really down just because people think this game is going to be a massive blowout. I'll have some tournament shares of her. Her floor is safe. She should play low 30s minutes no matter what. I mean, unless it's just a laugher of a game like this Phoenix game when she only played 24. I would expect her to play 30 to 32 minutes in a big blowout and then 35, 36 in a 20-point game. I mean, if you can get 36 minutes, if this game can stay within a 15-point swing, I think she's going to play pretty much normal run, and I have a lot of interest in her every night. I mean, she's one of the best players in the WNBA. She's triple-double upside all the time. Bonner, great tournament play, always low-owned. She's going to be even lower-owned for this game. Three-point shot has looked a little better of late. This game, 0-4, not been great. Her shooting the three has not been great this year, but she's shown some improvements. Rebounds ballooned this last game. If the peripheral stats are there, she can put up a huge score because she's always going to put the basket in the hoop. It's just what she does. That's what she's out there for. Don't mind her for tournaments. Bree Jones, 8,300. I love Bree Jones. These minutes, I absolutely love. 30 minutes, 27 minutes. If you're going to tell me she's going to get 27 to 30 minutes, the price is just too cheap. When she was fully healthy last year, she was mid 9K. Big upside. The rebound numbers have not been what I would like them to be, but she's still working her way back to full strength from the Achilles injury. Big upside. Obviously, You see what she did in 18 minutes against Phoenix. She put up 33 fantasy points. But if this game blows out, she is going to be one of the first ones that they pull just to protect her. So keep that in mind. With this big blowout risk, there is risk playing Bree, but her upside is very high, especially with Shakira Austin out. There's nobody that can come remotely close to stopping her. Dejanay, 8K, good number. This game, 23 minutes was the blowout. Her minutes, 24, 23, 29, 32, 33. You'd like to see her around this 30 to 32 range, and with Mo Jefferson out, she might have to be at this 32-minute range. If she plays well, she's going to play 32 minutes. It's as simple as that. She could get even extended to this 36, 37 range. Three-point shot has really just not been there for her yet this year. She has some scoring upside, but she's going to grab some peripherals. Don't mind her at 8K. Definitely not a must, though. She's a tournament play at best. Harris, 6,600, shot 13 field goals this last game. Put up 13 shots. That's something we have to take into consideration. 3 of 9 from 3. If the shot's falling, if she scores in double figures, she can put up a good fantasy game. And the peripheral stats have been better than I would imagine playing on the same team as someone like AT, who just dominates the peripherals on the squad. Don't mind her at 6,600 if you think the shot's falling. If you think she's going to have a bad shooting game, she's locked into about 30-plus minutes a night. She's going to play right around 30 minutes. If you think she has a bad shooting game, would not even remotely consider her. If you think the shots are falling or she's getting some peripherals, 6,600 is not bad for someone that's playing 30 minutes a night. Banham, just been rough. You saw the game, like this game here, she got extended because of the blowout, shot 1 of 8. She's just not shot the ball well at all this year. Really, really low floor. Can't really recommend her. Even with Mo out, I would imagine they're just going to give Banham a little bit of extra run, maybe more minutes to Tiffany Mitchell, who has not looked good either. The guards for Connecticut off the bench, they toss them all into a hat and pull one out, and who knows? None of them have really taken that role and ran with it. Mitchell's getting the run, so I guess there's that. She's 3,800. If you're looking for a cheap play, I think there's a better one that we'll be talking about here shortly. No interest in Egbo, Nador, or Nelson Adota. Just not enough minutes to go around. Moving on to the next game, Liberty and Sky. On the Liberty side, Stewie is 11-4. Got limited this last game because of the massive blowout. Sabali is already ruled out, so Stewie is going to play the backup 5. That is huge. If this game stays close, like it did the last time they played, a 9-point game, she has massive, massive upside and should have to play a few extra minutes. Assuming this game stays close, I'm expecting 34 to 36 minutes for Stewie because they're just thin on bigs. They have her, JJ, and Thornton, and that's it. Those are the only 3 bigs that they have. I would imagine 2 of them are on the floor at all times. Stewie's going to play some backup 5. Obviously, insanely high ceiling. 61 earlier this year. Walking 40 bomb. She's had a couple duds, which it is not like her. The shot attempts have been down. She's not shot the 3 ball well at all this year. But as much upside as anyone on this slate can break really any slate. Love her playing the small ball 5 too. They're going to play a whole lot faster when she's the 5. Sabrina, upside, but she's been more of a cash game play this season. The game Sloot is out, 4 peripherals. The game before, 15. The game after Sloot comes back, 12. That's really weird to me. She's shooting the ball well all season. She's putting up solid real-life points. Fantasy point nights have been really good. She's had really, 1 game below 20, 2 games below 30, and then a couple 40 bombs. Don't mind her, always in play for tournaments. There's just a lot of mouths to feed. You just never know who's going to pop off here. I just like the matchup more for Stewie and Jonquel. Jonquel absolutely nuked against Indiana. I talked about her in the Discord, how high I was on her. She played 29 minutes, shot 8 of 11. That helped. 18 real-life points, 13 boards, 4 assists, 3 stocks, almost a 50 bomb in under 30 minutes. And they priced her down. She's 9,400. Absolutely love JJ. I would imagine she has to play mid-30s minutes, assuming no foul trouble. And remember the last game against Chicago. Massive, massive foul trouble and a massive bust for JJ. I'm expecting a little bit of revenge here. So, would love JJ tournaments. Slate, 8,100. She's going to play 25, 26 minutes a night. Her ceiling is kind of tapped. If she puts up double-digit scoring, she can put up a good fantasy score. She's going to get the peripherals. She's just not asked to do much. 8,100 is a good price for her if you think the shot's fallen. Don't mind her for tournaments. Benajelani, stud defender, shot 7 of 9. I've mentioned this throughout the season. If Benajelani is going to shoot the ball well and score in the teens, she can put up a good fantasy game. She's going to get you some peripheral stats. She's going to get you some stocks. If the real-life points are there, she's going to pay off her salary 9 times out of 10. Once again, she's safe. Don't mind her. If you land on her as the last piece in, absolutely no issues with that. Thornton, 6,100, seems a bit pricey. 34 minutes, shot 7 of 14. The game Slate was out, just an absolute farce. Can't believe. Put up a 40 bomb. Good God. Played 20 minutes last game with Sabali out. Shot 2 of 9, put up 14 fantasy points. 6,100 just seems a little bit too steep for someone like her with not much upside. I mean, she got 7 peripheral stats here and 5 steals. And then one game after that, she got 3 stocks, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 5 points. Shooting just in this game with Slate out was outrageous. If you land on her, cool. Or if you think for some reason she shoots the ball well, maybe gets extended, be my guess, she's going to have to play around 20 minutes. So that's fine. But the best value on the slate is Kennedy Burke. Before the last game, they mentioned that she was going to get a little extra run as the backup 3. She saw 24 minutes, but she played the entire fourth quarter in the blowout. So she saw 14 minutes before the fourth quarter. I imagine she probably would have played 2 to 3 minutes in the fourth quarter before one of the starters come back and replaced her. So I'm expecting 15 to 18 minutes here at 3,400. It's really hard to not just click her and play her because there's not a lot of good clear value on the slate. Obviously, you can't expect 6 stocks again, but she's a decent shooter. She's a decent scorer. Shot 4 of 5. Probably won't expect that again, but she can easily pay off 3,400 and allow you to get more studs. No interest in Doncic or Davis. On the Chicago side, Marina Mabrey, always one of my favorite tournament plays, just with her upside alone. She's going to shoot the ball a lot, and when she posts a big scoring game like this 23 or 21, she can put up a huge fantasy game because the peripherals are there this year. She's averaging almost 7 rebounds, almost 5 assists a game, 11 peripherals, 14, 6, 9, 13. If the peripherals are there and she has a good shooting game, she can pop any slate. Love Mabrey. One of the better tournament plays on this slate. And she played 38 minutes this last game. I understand DeShields was out, but they rode with her even though she was not shooting the ball well. That is good to see. I'm expecting mid-30s minutes. And if this game stays competitive, it might be on her back. So, love her for tournaments. Reese at 9,200 has some upside, but the price seems a bit rich. She played really well against Indiana, in my opinion. 30 minutes, shot 2 of 9, 8 points, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. 26.75 fantasy points. I just worry that this is the most minutes you're ever going to get out of her going forward with Cardoso back. And 9,200 is a tough salary for her to pay off. Just, she hasn't shown enough upside to really pop for that price. I mean, 34.5 is her best game on the season. She had a good game against New York earlier this year. Did not shoot very well. If for some reason you think she posts like 20 real-life points and can break the slate, be my guest. I think the price is a little too steep for me. I'll probably be on other Chicago players. Will, absolutely zero interest for me. Only saw 22 minutes. Actually got benched numerous times with Cardoso back. Shot 1 of 7. Had a couple costly turnovers. One game after posting a 50 bomb because she got 8 stocks. Just is what it is. I'll never, ever, ever pay over 8K for Will. Her floor is, she's just not a good enough offensive threat. A lot of her offense comes from offensive board and putbacks. Just not for me with Cardoso back. I think her minutes are going to be mid-20s, and eventually Cardoso will take her spot in the starting lineup. Evans, one of the safest plays on the board. She's a great cash game play. I mean, she's a walking mid-20s fantasy point player practically every game. She had this one game where she had 17 fantasy points, and then she's had one game over 30. You know what you're getting out of her. She's as safe can be. 7,900 seems about right for her. No issues if you land on her as the last play in. DeShields, probable/available. Expect her to play, obviously, since she's probable. She has not shot the ball well at all since coming back. If the shots start falling, I mean, you love the attempts, 8, 8, and 6. If the shots are falling, she has peripheral upside, and she's a great defender. She can post a decent score. I just don't know if the minutes are going to be there. I really tend to lean that they're going to start playing Kennedy Carter more after what she's shown this last game. Don't mind her as a contrarian option, though. 7,400 if the shot's falling. I mean, she's shown mid-30 point upside, so the upside is there with her. Like I mentioned with Kennedy Carter, finally got extended, played 30 minutes this past game, shot 8 of 12. The peripherals were there, 19 real-life points, an absolute must on that showdown slate. I love her game. I love the way she plays. I love her motor, how just incredibly fast she is on the floor. 6,900 is a bit steep for her coming off the bench with the Shields back. Probably not someone I can play until we see just what her minutes are going to be with the Shields back. Wnba started last game, absolutely busted. Only played 4 minutes to start the game, 4 minutes to start the second half. Did not do anything. They immediately went to Carter. She might DNP here. No interest in her. Lindsey Allen, they finally played Kennedy Carter over her. No interest in her. Camila Cardoso, 18 minutes, 17.5 fantasy points, and no blocks. The block numbers will go up. I do think she's probably not going to average 11 points a game. That seems a bit high. She grabbed 6 boards. I think this is a great baseline for her. I would expect her to play high teens, maybe even push for 20 minutes until she's fully healthy. Love the price on her before we got Sabally out and Burke became the kind of clear value. Cardoso was by far and away the clear value play of the slate. Now both of them are 1A, 1B. No interest in Bree Turner. She's been a DNP lately. Harrison is fine, 3,600. She's going to play around 10 to 12 minutes. Has not shot the ball well, but she's shooting when she's out there. Have no issues with her as a value play. You just got to know the floor is really low with her. If the shot's not falling, they'll have a quick hook because they have quite a bit of bigs that they want to play. Moving on, last game of the night, Phoenix at Seattle. My favorite game, probably a lot of people's favorite game. This game should be a blast. Clea Copper, 9,800. She's really fallen back to earth after just the blistering start she had. I mean, 38 real-life points, 37, 20, 32. Then she followed up with 7, 20, 21, 12. The peripheral stats are really up and down. She's not shot the ball well of late. If she shoots the ball well, she is another one that gets streaky and will shoot it a ton. If she's going to put up 20 shots, 9,800 is too cheap, but you got to know her floor is very low because her peripheral stats are not a guarantee. They're really up and down. I mean, you got 11 here, 2, 3, 3, 9. You just never know what you're going to get out of her in the peripherals. So she is somewhat scoring dependent on most nights, but the usage is there. So obviously a clear tournament play. Natasha Cloud absolutely nuked last game, 52 fantasy points. If she puts up 20 real life points, she's going to nuke a Slate. This game against the Liberty, she had 5 peripheral stats. Put up 21 real life points. Only 5 peripherals. I don't even know how she only gets 5. She's one of the best at padding her peripheral stats. I mean, 15, 13, 5, 7, 16. She's a big peripheral. 15, 17. I mean, the peripherals are crazy high with her. If she puts up double-digit scoring, she can have a good night, always in play for tournaments. I would imagine she's going to be a little more popular from her big game last game, but still, she's never that high owned. Love her for tournaments. DT, 31 real-life points, 39 fantasy points. You know what you're getting out of her. If she scores, she can have a good fantasy game. If she does not, her floor is very low because she is very scoring dependent. Shot 7 of 9 from 3, 9 of 14 from the field in 29 minutes. Don't mind her. Obviously, if you think she's going to shoot the lights out, like she can put up a big score, help get you to the top. If you think she's going to shoot average, she's probably not worth $8,400. Mac minutes are everywhere. Obviously, in games that they get blown out, she's playing 27 minutes because they just don't have enough bodies to pull her and play someone else. Typical game, she plays 18 to 22 minutes. She did get extended a little bit here to 26. Don't mind her. She's averaging out to about a fantasy point per minute player, but she's just gotten to be really inconsistent of late, and it's hard to trust. And another thing, I just worry about them going small against really any team, and it just plays her off the floor. That's my biggest worry with her. 7,800. It's almost too high of a salary to risk, but she's going to be low owned. Sophie, if Beck Allen is out, I don't mind paying $7K for her. She's going to play right around 30 minutes. If she hits some shots, she can easily pay off that salary. She's good at grabbing boards. She dished out some assists this last game. Really don't mind her. Obviously, would completely depend if Beck Allen plays. If Allen is in, I have no interest in Sophie at $7K, and I have no interest in Sutton at $4,800. If Allen is out, obviously would like Sophie, would really like Sutton, who has not shot the ball well at all this season besides this one game where she shot 4 of 7. I mean, since she's come back, she's 2 for 13 in 3 games. The peripheral stats are there. She's a great defender. I mean, 6 steals in the last 3 games. Her ceiling fully depends on if the shot's falling. If she puts up 12 real-life points, she's going to be the best value on the slate, in my opinion. Don't mind her, assuming Beck Allen is out. No interest in Dixon. The minutes are going down. No interest in Harrigan. They're just not playing her enough. Birch is seeing run, but is not doing anything with it. I mean, 0.25 fantasy points in 13 minutes. I understand she's 3,100, and minutes are everything for that range. If you want to play her, be my guest. I just can't. I'm sick of value busting hard and killing all my lineups. On the Seattle side, this is a good matchup for these girls. Joel Lloyd, 10-8. I mean, one of the better scorers in the WNBA, can pop really any slate. The rebound numbers have all but evaporated. The assist numbers have went up. I mean, 19 assists in her last 4. Don't really mind her at 10-8. I like the other big three for Seattle more, but Jewel always comes in low owned, and she can break any slate at any minute. Don't mind her at the top for the Storm. NECA 10-4, just a smooth operator, just as consistent as they come. Had this one down game where she only put up 24 fantasy points, but a consistent high 30s, and then 50. Here's a 50-point upside game. Love her at 10-4. You can get to Phoenix down low with ease. Really, really like her at that price. Also like Ezzy at 10-3. She's shown big upside of late, scoring the ball. Double figures in every game but one. I was not expecting that. She's taking a step forward in that category. Obviously just ridiculous stock upside. I mean, every game this season, you look here. 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 3, 5, 4. Just massive stock upside. Crazy upside on FanDuel, especially where you get bonus points for blocks and steals. Big peripheral upside. I mean, she's been grabbing a ton of rebounds, getting some assists. I think she's flying under the radar. I think everyone will look and just play NECA over. And I think there's merit to playing her over NECA. She seems to have the higher ceiling if she's scoring. Really, really like her for tournaments. Now let's talk about the old thumbnail, Skylar Diggins-Smith. There's a few girls in the W. I don't buy into the revenge narrative for the most part. I think that's all just kind of like a joke. It's not really a factor. Someone like Skylar Diggins-Smith, that's a factor. The way things ended up with the Mercury and her, she's extra petty. She's gonna have some tricks up her sleeve for this game. I just have a feeling $9K. Ooh, that price is juicy. She's a flag plant. I'm in. She's had 3 really good games of late, over 30 fantasy points in each. Fantasy points going up in each of the last 3. Really, really like Skylar here. I think she could go nuts in this game because she's going to want to put it to the Mercury and to DT. So really like Skylar. My issue with everyone else on this team is you just never know which way they're going to go. No real interest in Russell. Low teens minutes. Just not enough upside. I mean, she got extended here against Washington because of the blowout. 13, 20 minutes. Just not enough upside for 5,400 in my opinion. She's priced up from when NECA was out. Whitcomb, like I said, Horston, and Vivians, they're all about the same. You just never know who's going to get minutes. Whitcomb at 6K seems a bit pricey. Horston, 5,600, is good. She's probably the best of the 3 because she can stuff the stat sheet. She's a good defender. You just don't know who's going to get extended. Vivians is the cheapest of the 3. Played over 20 minutes the past 2 games. Her floor is just really low. She's not shown much of a ceiling either. I guess you could take a shot on her. She would probably be my favorite of the 3 since she's the cheapest. No interest in Nika, Turner, or Williams. Just don't think any of them are going to play considerable minutes. Just not needed. But really, really love the top 4 here. This game especially should be just a lot of fun. Good luck to everybody playing. I hope somebody watching this video or in the Discord wins the 20K. If you've not joined the Discord, it is free. I love growing the sport. I love growing the game. I've been a WNBA fan for years. It's awesome to see everyone playing. I hate that it's kind of been a bunch of hatred going on this year, but they'll get through it. It is what it is. If you enjoy this content and that I am back and bringing it back to you guys, hit the like button. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel grow. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the notification bell. We've got 20 straight days of WNBA. I'll have videos for every slate, every day going forward. Love you guys, and we'll see you for the next one.